Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of RYBEAU Radio. Today we have an amazing guest. I am so excited. We have Dolly today.
Hi everyone. Hi. So happy to be here, finally.
I know, I'm so happy to have you. How are you?
I've been good. Life's been good. Just been busy working and
Brilliant.
being a mum, experiencing new things.
Yeah, what's it like being a mum and having to balance like a career in makeup? Because I feel like being a freelancer, or I don't know if you do freelance, but like even just social media and stuff like that, it's so like I find it difficult and I'm 21, like no kidding.
Oh,
I've got a relation, I'm in a
honestly,
relationship, but yeah.
it is difficult in terms of, especially, I'm not a big, obviously, I love social media, but I'm not good with like posting all the time and stuff because I'm so used to my personal life being so busy. Like, I have set routine and I've always had set routine on top of work as well. So
Yeah.
having to balance all of that, of course, it is hard, but I love being busy. Like, when I'm not doing anything, I don't feel like myself. So it keeps me going, it's like that,
It's
I
nice.
can't.
I always see you on TikTok at the moment and on my adverts with the YSL. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
hi
yeah.
Dolly. You like pop up every 5 minutes. I'm like, I love
We're
this.
doing a lot of work with them. Yeah, I love myself. I do love
Yeah.
myself.
I know I love that video. But no, I was looking through my TikTok. You're smashing it. You're
No,
absolutely
thank
smashing it.
you.
Well, I love your stuff. I'm a Dolly fan, mate. And do you know what? It's weird because we first met on series 3 auditions, was it?
Yeah, we did. Oh my God. Every time I look back on that time, I'm like, it's crazy. But yeah, we did. A lot of people don't know that actually. And Young Chin as well, I met at the auditions.
Was Youngchin there?
Yeah, Young Chin was there. Me and Young Chin were like that at the auditions. I saw Rachel there as well, but we didn't speak.
So I remember because I spoke to everyone. I was like floating around the room. And I remember you because you give me a six to hold up in my little man bag.
Yeah.
So I had these cigarettes the whole time. It was so camp. So I remember you. I remember Alex from your series because we spoke quite a bit. And we can't talk about who else was there just in case they don't want it to be mentioned.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
There was a few people from like TikTok and stuff. It was so fun. And you know
Yeah.
what? The series 3 auditions, we can't go into too much detail about the day, but NDAs and stuff. But the actual
Yeah.
one, it was like the most fun one I had, like the fun audition. I only had 2 audition processes, but that was the.
Same.
Oh,
I did
really?
too. Yeah, I was actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to, I don't know. But
You
anyway,
can say
I did
it.
series auditions.
I think on our series, like my series, sorry, they mentioned you. There was like, oh, well, we had someone last year who got to the final or really, really far. And they have auditioned for series 2, so you never know, and all this. I was like, oh,
It's true.
and I knew they were talking about you straight away because I remember you telling me actually the auditions. But no, it's mad to think like how far we both come since that audition and like how Glow Up's changed, and it's so
I feel
mad.
like a completely different person. Do you as well? Like when you look back and like watch yourself and like,
Oh yeah,
I
like
just
I
feel
watched.
completely different.
Feel like I was a mess on Glow Up. I feel like I look back at it and I was like, what was that about? I was like, why did I do that? And
Like
what?
some decisions, I'm like, why? Like
I
so
know.
unlikely. But the pressure of everything in the show.
I feel like I don't know about you, but like obviously it's the social media challenge, so it fits in quite nicely. I feel like social media after Glow Up. I mean, I feel like after your series, they didn't really advertise us that much. So other than Young
Yeah,
Lisa, we didn't really grow a lot as a series in terms of following, but
yeah,
we still had a lot of following in terms of like what we would have had, what we had
yeah.
before Glow Up. But like,
Oh, yeah.
it's very overwhelming to post. I mean, you've got a lot more followers than me, and I don't know how,
Oh,
but oh
it
my
is
God.
overwhelming though. It is very much like I am so thankful for everybody like supporting me and everything, but it does tie into like when I do post, it's just way more people to like impress and stuff. I remember when I used to have like 2,000 followers, I was just posting to my friends and I was a little bit more able to push myself and make risks and discovering
Yeah.
in my art because I know I wouldn't be judged for it. But obviously going on the platform like Glow Up and getting to the final, it's like people expect a certain level from you. So it's just that pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like as well, because when you have people in industry, like you said, like you have your friends following you, don't you? 2,000 followers. I think I went in about the same as you, if not maybe a bit less. And you go in there and you do your stuff on Globe, whatever, and you are posting to your friends, and then after you've got all these industry professionals following you, and it's like
Brands and all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God, like
if I
there's
post,
so much I post on my private that I don't post on my main
I love
because
your private story. I live for it. I don't have one. I don't have one yet. I need to get one. but I live for it. I'm like, yes, Dolly, get the gigs, get the parties. I'm like, I love it. It's so fun.
I love a private story.
But no, I know the vibes where it's like, it just feels like I don't want to post a dodgy makeup because I don't want to get like judged in the wrong way or people to perceive me wrong or maybe not seeing the. It's like, but then I also think you have to get out your head a little bit with it, but it's hard. But
Oh, 100%, yeah. Obviously, the good outweighs the bad in it, of course. But I
always,
do understand from that like standpoint if someone else is feeling like that as well. And even on like this challenge that I won in the series, like I was so surprised. Like I was the one person I was like, I've never even like edited a video properly. So
yeah.
it really gave me that confidence as well, you know.
I mean, you smashed that challenge. That cow print was iconic. I remember watching that and I was like, yeah, absolutely. Because I
I
thought,
was stuck on what to do. I thought, oh my god, am I being too literal? I was like, they're gonna slate me for being like too
you know what
literal.
though? I don't, it's hard because when you're in Globe, they want big, bold, they scream, I want this and this, and then they do critiques and they want the exact opposite. So it's like, you never ever know what they want. So I as a viewer, really, I loved how you like performed the TikTok as well. Like it wasn't just a makeup video, it was like a performance. I lived for it. It was so camp.
Oh, thank you.
But that leads us nicely into this industry challenge, which is quite similar to your challenge, but it's a live video this year. It's not a pre-recorded video. Would
Yeah.
you prefer a live video, or would have you preferred to do what you did in your series?
I think I wouldn't have preferred to do the live video because I do feel like the final of our series was sort of a live video because it was filmed during lockdown. And then we did like a masterclass behind the screen, and it sort of like ties in with it. So I reckon I'll be doing the same thing. I think I do prefer my season's challenge because actually went out into like I don't know if they showed this in the show actually, but they actually posted it on TikTok and the public get to vote. So whoever actually got the most likes or
How did we
comments,
do that?
like, yeah. So I don't think they actually said anything about that. So it was actually quite authentic in the way it was being received.
That's really good because I always wondered because obviously they can't leak the cast. So how did they post it? Did they post it like a really random account?
That's what I think they did. Separate accounts and just randomly posted it, and then whoever takes to it really. But I do like this one because it's like you get to like interact with like normal people, like people you would want to interact with like every day. So it's a bit more like personal in that sense. But I know the feeling of being right there and being live with these random people and trying to think about the makeup we're doing.
I mean, I don't really do live videos myself. I should get into it more. But like when I'm doing a live video, I don't know what to say to these people. Like, what do you want to know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really wear makeup day to day. Like, I feel like I'm not that type of person. Like, I put on a bit of like brow gel and a bit of like flawless filter and out the door I go. So like, flies, I'm like, all right, I'm done now. Bye. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what do I even do? So I think I'd enjoy this challenge just to interact with people because I love a chat. But I don't think
you can literally talk to anyone.
it's so bad. Well, it's a good thing, I suppose, but like it's bad in the fact that I can chew people's ears off. But it's just doing makeup at the same time and trying to be innovative whilst holding a conversation with 300, 400 people on a live video or thousands, depending on how much reach you can get. It's hard to do.
It is very hard.
Yeah.
It is very hard. I think because I do a lot of like masterclasses as well. So I think the challenge was so good in the sense of them giving them one thing to work with and then using it in multiple ways. They're like, I'm a single mom, like, you know. Before I was able to afford the Pat McGrath, so I was using like the lower rated makeup, and I had to make it work in different ways. So it's really getting to an audience that a lot of makeup artists right now I feel forget are there as well, you know, that don't have access to a lot of things we have access to. So all around the challenge, I reckon, made a lot of sense. It did.
Yeah, I feel like Glow Up in itself is like a really weird, like it's not like the industry, but they'd like to take aspects of the industry and like blow it up into like a really big, like steroid version of that. And like what you said, it is that like having to work with a product, like one product and focus on that and make that sell. It's a sales challenge in it, really, I think, personally. It's like selling makeup.
So
audience.
and yourself and
Oh yeah.
I love P. Louise. Oh my god, though, like they have some good judges this season. I'll have to say that.
I was literally just going to ask you about P. Louise, like, unreal.
Look how buff she looked as well. Like, girl, you look good.
She's
And her confidence, and it's just where she started from to where she is now. Absolutely incredible. Just ties in so much with the challenge.
It does, and I feel like a lot of the makeup artists on the show, it's like for me, for example, like when I Glow Up, I wasn't anybody. Whereas like I was in a competition with like Adam, who's just done like these big
Yeah,
makeup. So
rub shoulders with people who are like proper industry, innit?
yeah, so I feel like the people who was like me, maybe in that challenge, it's kind of nice to have a guest judge who has come from that. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And
And
like they can understand your eye for things as well when you do particular things. Like I understand that because it comes from this place, whereas someone, I completely get that.
yeah, it's fun. But no, P. Louise, I was so happy that they had P. Louise on, just because it's just some representation for up here as well. Because it's not just like another London guest. It's like, oh yeah, we've got Northerner on telly now. Yay, because we have some great people around here. And I feel like past series had a lot of like guest judges down there. But no, it's great. And I really enjoyed this challenge. Like I really enjoyed it.
I love this cast as well. If I haven't said this
Who you vibing
already,
with the
like
most?
oh, who do I like the most?
Yeah, who you vibing with?
Right, I can't pick one, but in terms of like watching and who I'm excited
Yeah.
to see every single week, I'll have to say, oh my god, what's her name?
On May, on May.
On May, yeah, on May, on May. Yeah, I love On May. Like every time she's on screen, I'm just like, yeah, like yeah, she's really like I'm really gravitating towards her, and obviously she's had highs and she's had lows as well. So it's just nice seeing. I'm excited to see her journey.
It's like peaks and valleys into it. I feel like you can relate to someone who's relatable like that. Like she's very much very raw in how she comes
Yeah,
across the show, and I like
yeah,
it's not like filtered. And I feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's nice to watch in it, and she's so funny, like hilarious. Like
So funny.
the moment if they ever eliminate her on this show, I'll literally like.
I'm so angry, and she's talented as well. Like her technical skills are just
Oh yeah,
out.
that episode One Look with the Teeth that gagged me. That I was like, wow, it's like so.
Incredible. I would not. Incredible. I
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
like when you don't do things like that yourself and you see it on TV and you're like, wow, like, I wish I could do it.
Especially when you've been through the experience as well. I'm like, it's like you put yourself in their shoes like straight away.
Yeah. One thing about the challenger that bothered me, I will say, is that I feel like the way they give out, I feel like I wish they had like the same product, but like in different colors or something like that. Because, like, for example, Saf's quite a reserved person, but a very talented reserved person. And I feel like Saf can shows their personality in a very different way to, let's say, like myself or other people.
Yeah.
Giving them lip gloss is a very hard challenge compared to a green eyeliner. Because what can you do with lip gloss and put on the eyes and the cheeks and the lips? Like really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Okay, I agree with what you're saying, but I feel like even with Saf, like within that challenge and like as a makeup artist, you should understand how to like take a product and like flip it and be able to teach in a certain way that suits you. So she is into like placing stuff on the face to create different dynamics and stuff. Like she doesn't have to do a look. She can like show you how to place lip gloss on your, I don't know, the top of your eyebrow going to create a shine under a different lighting, and she has to like mold it into what fits her, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and
And I think
yeah,
what's difficult about this competition, like
I feel like yeah, it is very that's very true, and that's how I like to use lip gloss as well. Like in summer, I put it all over my face, and I must do a little fit, yeah. So I don't care.
yeah.
But I just feel like with Saf, she did have more of a challenge with that because I don't think she felt as confident in what she got. I felt like it translated.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I feel like once you lose that confidence, then you can easily lose the battle because you've kind of lost yourself a little bit. But I feel like a lot of MUAs had a lot of easier jobs than others.
Yeah,
Obviously a bit, but like you said, that is the nature of the beast, I suppose.
oh, that's what this show does. Like they'll see you doing well, and they'll have to throw something at you to shake the table a little bit, you know, just to really challenge you. So
yeah, 100%. But no, I loved Axel's eyeliner that Axel did. I think that was really
oh,
good.
I did.
Yeah, and I love Tasha's straw.
I love the straw idea. Do you know what it reminded me of the season 3 auditions? I did that for one of my looks with the straws, but I was doing like a African inspired, so it made sense for me to use that. So I loved how she was like innovative on using something that's not just a makeup item. you know.
Yeah, so like it excels you. I feel like it's very clever to use another item as well because you have more to talk about. Like,
Yeah,
'cause there's only so much you can talk about, maybe some paint or like, do you know what I mean?
exactly. Light-hearted as well, a little bit of fun. Like not everyone's going to be a certain age range in that in the live as well. So it's really getting everyone, yeah, just getting everyone engaged really.
I think that's it as well. Like with your own audience, you kind of know what to expect with your own social media audience because you know what like the insights are of that, how old they are,
Yeah.
the gender or whatever, or where they're from. So you know what they kind of want. But like on this challenge, you don't know what they want, and it's like,
Yeah, you don't know where to place yourself or yeah, I completely understand that. Sorry, Wes, yeah, absolutely loved Wes's look with that. I literally gasped when he started to put it, but yeah, when he started to put it in his hair, I was like, wow, yeah, you've won this challenge straight away.
and it's just
Absolutely.
confidence as well, like the confidence to do that with that brush. And I like how we related it to the audience as well. Like we never use this brush anymore, but here I am going to use it. I'm going to show you in a different way. So it takes away
Yeah.
from the paint a little bit. It's like having a breather in it. It's like an interval from the paint. Now we're going to talk about this brush and how to use this brush with the paint.
Yeah, everything was like it felt like he's done it before and he does it all the time. He had like a plan set out. Like even the last 10 seconds when he was like voguing, I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah. Yeah, I loved it all. I really, really loved it.
I think it's intelligent how I feel like they know what they're doing a little bit as well. Some of these contestants, they know how to play the game a bit. Whereas like
Yeah.
I knew how to play the game a little bit, but my series, like I just kind of went in there, not even thinking about what I was doing. I was like, I'm on telly, I'm gonna have a great time. But I feel
Yeah,
like
just there for vibes and don't know what to expect. But now it's like, yeah, like not really any excuses. People don't want to give contestants any excuses to lay back on anymore. Like the first couple of series, like fine, yeah, we're getting into like the flow of the show and stuff. But now it's like you know how it works, you know what's coming, you know. So it's like can't really give you leeway.
and they're all coming through, aren't they? Like when I saw the cast, I was like, I knew these challenges that would come up in terms of beauty ones, it'd be really interesting and fun in. But I was very surprised and taken back by how amazing these creative briefs are because I wasn't
Honestly,
expecting like, I mean, not to be rude, but like some of these contestants are very like their Instagrams are very glam based, aren't they? And very pretty.
like yeah, you're not able to really like grasp like what they're gonna, well, the extent of what they're gonna bring to each challenge, and it's every week I get surprised, and I'm like, yes, like, and yeah, I'm enjoying watching it. I really am.
It's fun. Do you agree with the winner then? Do you agree with Wes winning?
Yes, I do. I do agree with Wes winning. Who else did well?
I think Tasha slayed. I love the straw.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Taysha as well. And I think more in a relatable sense, like where's brought like the personality and stuff like performance, but with Taysh, I felt like I was on FaceTime to my friend, and you know,
and that's
yeah,
why it's into like to have that connection. You feel like you know her.
100%.
Yeah, I feel like Tasha's personality as well is very relatable, and I like her vibes. Like she gives
And
me.
when she's speaking about her brother as well, and like how she got into makeup that way and why it means so much, I was just like,
Yeah,
it makes sense why she has that like fight, you know.
Yeah, and you can see that come through into her looks and stuff as well. And like the way I feel like the reminder of where she come from, where she started, really like lit a fire under for that challenge. I felt like
100%.
sense because she kind of like had a little like a throwback moment, didn't she? And then it's kind of like I'm going to go into this challenge now with that in the back of my head. That's going to fuel me to do that. So I did like that she got to tell a story before the challenge.
Yeah.
Kind of give her a bit of something to fight for a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, 100%. And I really like her work. Like as a beauty-based makeup artist, the stuff that she's pulling out the bag, like crazy, like crazy to me. Like she's doing really well. I like her.
Yeah. So the creative brief this week is it's something to do with your core, is it? Like it's really random. I don't know what the name is, but it's something to do with like what your core is. What would your core be?
Oh, I don't know. Like honestly, that's what I was actually thinking to myself. I would love this. But I would really have to think about it because I have gone through many stages in my life. So it's just really what I could like portray well. But I'll probably go along the lines of what Saf did, like
Same.
proper gothic,
Yeah.
core, like proper hard around the edges,
Yeah,
all
same.
of that.
Or even like Kieran's vibes. I feel like it's funny. I feel like every single creative I've met.
Yeah, Karen's. Yes, yes, yes.
If you didn't get raised by a girl with backcombed hair, with different colours, loads of eyeliner, and
the girls that get it, get it. That's all I'm trying to say. The girls that get it, completely get it. I completely get what Kieran was doing. 100%.
Yeah. And I like my cousin is like one of the people who was like that. She had like massive tease hair, and like all her friends was like that. And then I was a bit myself in school. So seeing like Saf and Kieran's looks in the red, because obviously they're in the red chair as well together. I thought it was quite funny. I was like, this is like my teenage years being shown to me. This is what I would do in this challenge. But yeah, so we'll go through them individually. So we'll come back to that a little bit more. I'm gonna get the little Instagram moment up. Where is the Instagram? I sent it to you before, didn't I?
Yeah, I've got it. I've got all the pictures here.
Okay, so we'll start with Saf.
Yeah.
We're gonna touch on Saf, but go on, tell me your opinions on Saf's look.
I love it. I love how like a photograph can have emotion and tell many stories, as well as the makeup having an impact without it taken away from it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So even the rawness of having the blue in the mouth and just dripping how it wants to drip, I love the edge of that. And the way she put the hard line work on top of the background, which is quite soft but very harsh as well with the expression. I love it. I think it ties into everything that she wanted to like portray.
1,000,000%. It's like on my season we had a challenge called Rebellion, and I went home before that. I feel like I'd have done something like similar to not this because it's Saf's creation, but I'd have done something similar to this.
Yeah,
series. It's like it's precise, but it's dirty.
it's dirty. It's like rough around the edges, but it's very like.
It's giving me Kiss. Do you know the band Kiss?
Yes, I loved that. Even a look I did. I think the episode 7 on my series with the black and white.
Oh yeah.
Like just using black and white as like the main source of colors always has such a great impact. But I think she did enough, if that makes sense. Like she didn't take it too far at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. And that's what I mean. It's like it's pared back a little bit in it. It lets the graphic line, it allows there to be room for the drips. Does that make sense? It's not just a messy look. It's like very, very, very cohesive in the weirdest way. Like
100%.
It shouldn't go together, but it really does.
It really does.
I can't get it. I like how Saf brings everything down and it's a full look and everything.
She has a really good eye and really good taste for things. Like a lot of people can do stuff and it can go towards like being character work or being a little bit too tacky. Like even her with like the choice of blue instead of red. Like, do you know what I mean? But I feel like the standard person, especially if you're not in the makeup world, will think, okay, I want to do something edgy and goth. I'm going to do something with red because it's blood. And you can see she's really thought out like color palette and like placement and not made it shade, you know?
Going back to your black and white comment as well, with what you did, I feel like with black and white as well, it's two such contrasted colours, and together you can do so much with it. And then that pop of colour, and I like that Saf, she's blue with this really angry look, because blue, the connotations of blue is sadness and it's emotive and it's almost like water, and it makes it.
It can mean so many things.
But no, I was really, really surprised this didn't get a ding dong. If I'm honest.
Do you know what? This show, I'm just not surprised anymore. And like, obviously, it's a makeup competition show, but I take it in the sense of if there's someone out there who's watching this and that can take from it what I want to relay out, that's all that matters. Do you know what I mean? Of course, like this is incredible, but ding dongs. I'm trying to like tell myself ding dongs on everything because I never got one.
Oh, did you not?
I never got a ding dong, which is okay. It's fine, but I don't know the feeling.
Well, anyway. But next up, we have Axel. Now, tell me your opinion on this look.
I like it in the sense of like it is quite simple, but I do see what the judges say that Axel can do a lot better. I know Axel can do better. The thing is that it's harsh judging a person on their like skills and not just looking at the picture, but it's hard to when you've seen past work and like
Yeah.
you're excited to see what they do the next. Like this is good. Like this is good artistry. It's
Yeah.
good shade, good color work. But I know Axel can do better, 100%. But I do like it. It's good makeup.
It's a great makeup. I just feel like there's peaks and valleys, isn't there, with people's work. I mean, don't forget, you've done 3 creative briefs before this, 3 industry challenges before this. You're starting to now get a bit creatively tired, and you're like, nowhere. So I feel like Axel's probably just hit a bit of a lull. It feels like not finished. That makes sense. It feels like
yeah.
That being said, the eye makeup's stunning, the detail's stunning, the neck piece, love that. That looks really well done. The characterization of it's amazing. This is the first kind of makeup that Axel's done that isn't a big character, I feel. I feel this is more artistry than and I feel that's where Axel maybe have just started to get in the head a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
I just didn't push it far enough because they didn't want to go into that like character realm. But just in terms of just this was just a good makeup. But I can't remember. The judges say didn't really tell like the story. Like did they say
what's the core?
Yeah, that's what I don't. Yeah, I feel like I've seen this makeup done before, like in many variations, but I don't understand how this relates to Axel and really telling a story about them. So
yeah, it's just I wish there was something on the lip as well and the hair. Like if the hair had a ball, maybe. I know we're sick of seeing ball caps and glow up, but honestly, it makes a difference. If there's a ball cap and maybe like some of this piece coming up into here, and then like a lip, that'd be so cool. Or some wiring coming in, like Mikel did in my series, something like that.
Yeah, I reckon as well. And just even if they were to just stick with this layout and not add anything else, just go a little bit deeper with those details. Make sure everything is like absolutely exquisite. Like, and there has to be something that has a certain edge. So like maybe bring in like UV paint with what you're doing on the details on the side, just to make it a little bit more, just elevate it a little bit more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree so much. But I'm actually an Axel fan. I just feel like this week I've had weeks myself where where things just haven't gone well. Like my rhino look, I've done a recreation on my Instagram now. And I'm gonna recreate my 5th episode one as well. But you just have weeks where things just go wrong, where you have like a brick wall and you have to work around it. So maybe something may have gone wrong, or maybe they didn't have time to finish, or maybe they didn't have a plan. Maybe that's also.
And the fact that this is them at like just being like laid back and not putting them, do you know what I mean? This is good work. Because some of the stuff I look back on, I'm like, babe, you put your all into this. But
no.
This is what you did, do you know what I mean? So they shouldn't let it get them down anyway. And I know they're going to show us more in this competition.
Oh, 100%. Okay, so next up we have Wesley. So what's your opinions on this?
I do love this look. Like, I really, really do. It just shows how like you can bring simplicity as well as just being so technical in the way that they've placed the product down onto the face to create something so dynamic yet so simple. And I just love the that piece of art going through the face. I think it really brings it to a glow up level, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So, right. It kind of reminds a bit what Craig did in your series, a tiny bit. It's not the same look. It's not the same look, but it's the
yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that actually.
It's not the same look.
Similarities in the line work. Yeah.
It's not the same look at all, but it just reminds me of it with the wig and everything.
It's like another variation of it actually. That actually makes like black and white sort of version.
Yeah, definitely. I don't hate it. I don't love it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like my makeup perspective is different to yours, because what you like is different to what I like. And it's a very
yeah.
I love the lines. I think the lines is done really well. The eyeshadow is blended perfectly. The lip is really even and perfect. The white base is really white. I love how they've like snatched here, so it like comes up.
To bring out
Yeah, it's very beautiful. I do like the images. I just
like you can see they do drag 100% in this look.
easily, yeah. The nose contour's beautiful. The beauty marks. I just wish again there was something on the neck or to tie it in. And I also wish the hair was black or white, like a full-on white, not a blonde.
Really? You see, I don't think I would like it as much if the neck was painted.
I want a red lip as well.
You see, I wouldn't like the red lip.
You would, or you wouldn't?
It's so interesting to
I think
don't know. I think red lip would be nice.
it would have. I think a black like wave, like a 50s, because my was 50s, like a 50s wave, like the wig is now, but like black or maybe, and then like or like white, like a stark white and like a pop of red, and then like a white neck, and then that for me would have just.
Okay, yeah, that with the dark hair, I can see is definitely a look. I would say the one thing about like wigs, looking at this picture that really frustrated me straight away was just the
lace
line at the top. Like everything else was like so perfected and everything. I do think like having black hair, like what you said, actually may have been more of a picking out the darkness, especially in the makeup as well.
Because it would have made, yeah, it would have made a vignette of the head. I feel like black hair is beautiful because it really frames the face, especially when you've got this really like so much going on here. The hair takes my eyes away from the makeup a little bit. It bugs me. I like, yeah, I like how he's painted the ears. I think that's really good. I like how he's done that. Like I said, even if the neck was painted black, just to border it off. It just needs something there.
I just if I not even that I love this, but I just know in my season, if we were to do this, wouldn't be enough. And this is like the sort of makeup I love. Like I love I love this. Like I would have loved to do all of it, you know, but yeah, definitely I have seen a pattern that the judges have been giving a little bit more leeway when it comes to like symmetry and like the smaller things that they would usually you know, be like, you know, because this wouldn't be enough. they would say, oh, you should have brought it to another level, but I like that they're actually looking at makeup from a different lens now and seeing
that is nice, yeah.
You know,
I think Wesley personally is an amazing, technically amazing artist. Like everything that Wesley does, like Wesley's makeup is like, I just love looking at it, especially their Instagram, how they do social media and how they present their own makeup on themselves and like the beauty. It's so stunning. The other thing that bothers me about Wesley's work is that I feel like we just come from different places and that's fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And it's like
it's interesting to hear like it from different aspects as well, you know.
Yeah, and I wish like that's what I mean. Like the look is beautiful and it's Wesley's makeup, but for me as a full image, I just make them tiny changes. It doesn't mean it's bad because this is insane. This is sick. Like I would have this. This is like something I'd want on my wall. Do you know what I mean? Paint on my wall. But I just wish there was a red lip, there was something on the neck, and the hair was changed. But the hair's not the makeup, is it? But it's just a picture as an image itself.
It all brings everything together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like this. Definitely could have pushed it more, I would say. But in terms of what was done, I really like it.
Okie doke. So next up we have Rue now. Oh my gosh, this is so up my street. This is so up my street. Go on.
This is you, this is definitely you. I love how Rue has a very particular like style to them. But even within that, you can see that they've got the technical skills to do other stuff in makeup. Just even the freckle work looks very natural. And that's something that we would like to throw on like a beauty look. Just even from like the liner work, the shading, you can just tell like the technical ability is there. So even though they do like to show who they are as a person within their work, I feel like from this look, most definitely, it's still very beautiful. So I can relate to it as well, if that makes sense. Like, I absolutely love it.
It is insane. The only thing I would like to see from this, again, being picky, but I just like to be a bit controversial.
Yeah.
If you're doing a goblin look, I know it's goblin core, so I looked into this. It's not exactly a goblin itself. It's just the vibes, like a fantasy world type thing. I wish they had, like, I have these prosthetics from a girl called Emma FX, and they are sick. They're like little goblin ears. and they're so small, and it would have just took this to another world. That's all I
And
want.
made it more like, I get that.
But budget as well, like maybe they didn't have the budget for this, maybe they just didn't have time. Like it's fine, like that's but
So many factors tying. You never know. They may have even had ears and they never even showed it in the final cut. You know, like.
exactly.
But yeah, I completely get that. And because you do more prosthetics, you can sort of see it from that angle as well. Like it needed to be elevated.
But RYBEAU makes their own prosthetics. That forehead piece, they have made themselves. Okay, the ball cap is insanely done. The bits of wispy hairs and the way my favorite thing.
Details are
like other than the prosthetics that are so seamless, their makeup is so I just love their work. Like the contouring for me, it's how they contoured it. And it's not a full-on prosthetic makeup. It's where there needs to be prosthetics and there's contour needs to be contoured.
It doesn't overpower it. They have used the prosthetics in a way that I completely forgot there was even prosthetics like on the face. Like I was staring at it like, where did they place them again? And I just like how it marries together with the look rather than using prosthetics as like a basis or as like a clutch and then building around that. I think that's the only reason that there's a lot of prosthetics artists and work that I don't really gravitate to because I feel like it's just stuff stuck onto the face. But this is definitely something that's married into what she wants to do. Like I really 100%. Like it.
The contouring is very reminiscent of or very similar to Elliot's work. Not the same, it's the same, it's completely different, but
I see it.
And I'm a massive Elliot Banks fan.
I love it.
I was gutted when they left your season, but I feel like the way it's the same, it's not the same style, it's the same genre, if that makes sense. So it's not a copied, obviously it's not saying it is. It's just the same genre of contouring of this asymmetry and the way that
the light hits the face and where they've chosen to put the dark. It's
a similar genre, but it's melted into RYBEAU's personal aesthetic and he does things, which is why
if there weren't any like green earth tones and stuff like that, I wouldn't know if I could see RYBEAU in it, and then I would think like, okay, maybe it's a little bit of reminding me of other artists' work, but definitely that earthiness and that grittiness and stuff to it really reminds me of her past.
And I think other than that as well, the fact that they have made their own prosthetics and their own headpiece, and that's their work. It's not anyone else's. So I'm not trying to take away from RYBEAU's creation or innovation. Is that word? I'm just pointing out like I like that genre of makeup. I think the mushroom details on the top are fun. I wish maybe there was more here with the grass, maybe some moss on the shoulders. This is so picky. So picky because it's just kind of there. But
I would say that as well. But I do like the simplicity of it just being there. But again, it would be nice to carry that on.
Just some grass.
A little bit more. Or even like these that they've put above the brow bone. Maybe a little bit of them, like just something. I get it. But I do really something different.
There's these little like prosthetics you can get off Etsy, and they're like little mushrooms. I mean, a girl who I go to uni with was just on a project of these mushrooms, and I feel like it'd have been nice to just have some mushroom detailed prosthetics coming down here.
I like that. I wouldn't like that because I would think that's going into the realm of being costume and being too literal and being too goblin. Okay, let's get mushrooms on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the simplicity of having just the mushrooms in the hair and.
But again, it's nice to hear that though as well. Like the duality of this is so fun.
Yeah.
But no, overall, I agree. Do you agree this is a ding dong? Because I do. Like, I agree this is a ding dong.
I do agree, 100%. Something I've never ever seen before in a competition as well. So, 100% agree this is a ding dong.
Yeah, stunning.
I'm proud of them.
One, sorry.
I'm proud of them because I know they were struggling with like time and stuff, but yeah.
I like how. I feel like with RYBEAU's work. I love RYBEAU's work. I think the one I didn't like was the London one they did, but I think that's because they didn't have time to finish it. Do you know with the block?
Oh my god, I love the concepts as well. Like that concept. Yeah.
So I feel like if RYBEAU had an extra hour onto their work, I just
everything would be finessed differently. Yeah. And
like,
I get it, we all work at different times and different, you know, like.
Yeah. I just wish like there was like a, do you know how like, I think of Love Island now because my jammer's just done Love Island again, it's come out. But do you know how they've like after sun? I wish there was like an after glow up and then they had like what they would have done if they had like time after to do the
like little behind the scene bits of what you would have done. I like that.
But no, yeah, I love their work and I love how clever they are with how they do things as well with the flocking, but they didn't get to do that and stuff. But so intelligent.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we have On May. So what's your vibes on May's work?
Okay, again, I said before, I really like On May, and I think her technical work, you can see the artistry is there. She's a good makeup artist. There's nothing that's denying that. What I do wish she did with this look was just bring it to a really elevated level. Like my daughter, she loves anime, she loves manga, she's very into all of this. Like, and when you see the drawings, like the features, sometimes the features are more elevated than some. I really wish she brought a bit more of a cartoon aspect, especially to the eyes, and made it a little bit more extravagant. But I do like the idea behind it and stuff. And the stuff going down, I wish it was more tied into the look as a piece, an art piece, rather than something that's just going down the face and body. Do you get what I mean? Like,
I get 100% what you're saying. Do you know how sometimes you get chocolate and it's like savory and sweet, and you get like biscuits inside? I got savory chocolate inside, and sometimes sweet and savory work together. Okay?
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't. It's like putting gravy on rice pudding; it just won't work.
Yeah.
Chocolate that. Do you know what I mean? I feel like with this look, I feel like the two concepts just don't go. Like personally,
and she could have done it in a way where they could have gone like she really could have executed this in a better way. That's I think. I really don't want to be like harsh or anything. I still like the look, but I just know she could have conveyed it in a way that's more like, I don't want to say artistic, but even more like editorial. She wants to go down the more editorial and have all this stuff going down, like coming out in the eye and tie it into like the eye. And, do you know what I mean? Like put that goal within what it is rather than having like this.
Even just a base color that's not skin color would have just changed this. Like maybe like an anime skin. I don't know as much anime than Pokemon, but maybe like even like a blue or something like really contrasting with the pink. It would have just changed it. And I'd love the eyes. I mean, Jack and your series did this kind of anime eye. Maybe just the same but similar, like just a bit more bigger, or like she did for this episode as well. You know, it's a bit more anime vibes. But
and I don't know, do you reckon it's because Keisha did the big eyes that on that could be a thing actually. Because for me, I would swap it around like that, you know.
Yeah. I just feel like the two don't go together. I feel like if you are going to do the anime mixed with, I feel like what on I keep calling her Libby because her Instagram says Libby in it. I don't know why, but I'm a called Libby, so I keep calling her Libby. But I wish On May did anime and this other core mixed together, but didn't do the kawaii anime. Did like a horror anime. There's an anime when I was younger. What's the anime called? It's about a book. I've not watched it all, but my friend was obsessed with it when I was an emo in school. And it's a book, it's a black book, and it's really dark and a bit mysterious. And
it's not Naruto. It's not Naruto. I can ask Royal. Royal, what's that anime with the black book? Does it have? Is it called Death Note? Is there a Death Note?
No, that's it.
Yeah, Death Note. Don't worry, Royal.
Bless. But no, maybe just do something like that, like a scary anime with this other. It just maybe like melting it a little bit more. But the contrast of really cute and then, or maybe even, I don't know, it could go together. I just feel like this doesn't personally.
Yeah.
Is it the whole?
She could have done a lot more, definitely.
What's the thing? Is it triphobia?
Triphobia, yeah. It doesn't give me triphobia though.
No, I feel like what Hannah did in series 2. With the B.
Hannah made it that more of a 3D element as well. I think On May's technical skills are amazing, but again, if she had another hour, she could really go in with those highlights, go in with those midtones, and just tie everything and make it more gory, you know.
And as well, block out the eyebrow and give me an anime brow. Why is it not an anime brow?
And like she has an Asian model as well, and this is even better because you know it ties into what you can really push to the level that you want to push to because everything fits within that realm.
Do you know what? I feel like that can throw you off a little bit. I remember when from my series, I specifically asked for actually no, I didn't know that actually that's a lie. Gymshark, I'm going to talk about first, my episode 1. I feel like my model didn't look like me, but had the same vibes as me. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like I really overthought that. Then I was like, well, what would I put on myself? Do you know what I mean? Like,
you proper over,
maybe because she had an Asian model that was similar to the story that she was trying to tell. Maybe that then kind of threw off and think maybe I can just be a bit more pretty. That's to compliment the face.
Yeah, she didn't want to overdo it. It'll be too.
Maybe not want to like take away from the model's ethnicity, maybe because that's what she wants to emulate, or maybe bring out more. It can throw you off a little bit, but then again, I think this is a good makeup. It's just not what I was expecting or wanted.
No, it wasn't especially from what she was describing. I wasn't expecting this, but yeah, I'm so happy she's still in the competition and she's
same.
I'm excited to see what she'll do. More.
I love on May. Okay, so next up we have Kieran.
I think altogether it's a great look. I think for a creative brief, enough work is put in to present it as a full look, if that makes sense. I would say, I think sometimes we forget because we get told hair and all of that stuff. It they don't actually judge that. Yeah, it's still a full-blown image, but I do wish that the leopard print attachment hair wasn't there and the crown wasn't there, and they really just threw in that element into the makeup, like maybe cut up the hair extensions and add it in somewhere as texture, or like I'm not the crystals in the tiara have crystallized spots across the body. Do you know, make it more tie it into more rather than having it placed on top of there. And if that makes sense. I don't know.
I 100% understand that. Yeah, 100%. Do you know what's interesting? I'm just going to point this out like it's coming to my head. Not even about the makeup. Do you know, before my series, they only used white backgrounds and they've started to use black backgrounds. And they've changed that. I swear I changed that, right? Because my Instagram, when I come into the competition, my Instagram was all black backgrounds with like right over the head. I don't know if you remember. I swear that they like not changed it for me, because I think they changed it episode 2 when it was my body art challenge. And because it was really glad, I feel like I'm not egotistical, like I invented this, but I genuinely think that I like
it makes sense. I said it to them as well during filming. I was just like, the white background, some sort of contrast against that. You can't see certain shit that you've even put in there. Like black backgrounds, I think makes so much sense. Like
that's why I have black backgrounds on my Instagram as much as I can to just try and bring out the color. So this nose piece that Kieran's used did not need to be there. I feel like the nose piece that they used was what I used for my toxic waste wrap look. It's by Monster Effect. It's an amazing sculpt.
Okay.
It's like a werewolf nose, but I used it as like a rat nose because it's all I had access to.
I love that. I love what you did.
Oh, thank you. But no, what I'm saying to you is like, if you have a prosthetic that's there, that's really well sculpted and it's for a specific purpose, the way that Kieran's painted over it is just, it's not, it's like a scary nose that's turned and
you have to really, because even the way it's shaped and stuff, you can go into those details and really, you need to really like push it forward, and it does look like it is just placed there, and then there's just not a lot to it, if that makes sense.
I wish Kieran did they're going for the Playboy bunny theme, because that's quite like, there is a prosthetic on Etsy that I've seen that is not that expensive, that was probably in the £50 budget, that is a rabbit nose. So why do you not just use that, or like, I mean, I don't know if they can make their own prosthetics at that level yet, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, that one, like, why did you, because that doesn't go with the look. It's like, when I first saw it, I was like,
why would you pick that one?
Yeah, it's like a leftover prosthetic on set, so I'm going to use it. Like, you don't have to use it. Like, it just looks, it ruins it for me. Like, it honestly ruins the look.
Because I don't do a lot. I can do prosthetics, but I don't do a lot of prosthetics, and I don't make them as well. But the only thing I'm like drawn towards is that I know it's not. I can see that there could be more details in terms of like shading and making that snout and everything around that area look more realistic, and not just rely on the shape.
Yeah,
just be a piece.
Or just use the
I'm like, but I do understand what they were trying to do, and like just even in like the shape of like the the what's it called, the spots. I do wish they were a bit more thought out.
I agree, and in the actual face, there's like a deeper shade of pink to like highlight or to like contrast against the pink base. That's not on the body, and it misses that. The eyeshadow, I love the eyeshadow. That's fun.
Yeah, no.
It's smudged here.
And the lashes.
So this is what I think, right? So this nose piece I have used on my model before. Now it's a very, very large piece. I think it's made to sculpt for a anatomically male face, as in like a bigger. So when you're putting it on like a maybe more like, this I'm talking biological here, like not saying not boundaries, but like a biological smaller face, let's say, and it's a big piece, it's going to come past the eyes, it's going to go up to here, it's not going to fit the nose properly, because nose prosthetics are cast into the actor's nose. It's not going to fit every face. Kieran, if you look into in here, it's smudged in the corner to like a nice defined line.
Yeah.
I know why Kieran's done that. It's to hide the edges, because black absorbs light, so it's to use to absorb the edges, because it's probably too big.
See, I because I don't lay down a lot of prosthetics, I wouldn't know that. Like I wouldn't have known like why they've done certain things.
I can tell, like, also when you're applying prosthetics as well, I can see Kieran. I wish the prosthetic wasn't there, because it's bubbled around. So what happens is when you're applying glue, air can get trapped underneath. So you're better applying it here and then working your way out and then pushing the air bubbles out of the brush.
Outwards, yeah.
And I feel like you just didn't need, maybe I'm using a foam latex prosthetic that's more cartoony in character rather than a silicone that's more realism. Like
I think definitely for Kieran, it was because I've been in that space as well. Like you're just there and you feel like you have to really just throw everything into one and really show them what you've got. But like sometimes really looking back and tweaking certain things and pulling back and trusting yourself that you don't have to rely on this. And
this is what I'm saying, like as a guest as well, like just to bring a point you made there about like tweaking things after. When you do big looks, I don't know about you, you do like you can do test looks in the house, but you do test looks under the lighting, you don't do test looks under the photography, you don't do test looks under like the time pressure, maybe.
Exactly.
You might not have access to the prosthetics at home or in the house. So I just feel like it is like a look that's the first ever look from head to like concept and head to like the face. But what I love about this is that it's a full look in the time that they have, and it's fully done.
And I understand what story they were trying to tell, even if the judges didn't understand.
I did.
I feel like I completely understand the world where Kieran's from as well. So I know who. I just know whoever's gonna.
I know the girl.
Yeah,
this girl is behind the tech block at school with a pack of fags, listening to like My Chemical Romance with a Paul Boutique's bag, like Panic at the Disco badges on it. With the big
heartbroken out your phone.
Yeah, I know who this girl is. I get it. I feel like if you don't get it, then that's on you. But though, I don't understand your concepts. You're in the bed. You're in the bottom. Like I don't get that. I don't like. That's not my problem that you don't understand this look. It's my story. Like I don't understand how. Like just me on the makeup.
Just the makeup. Like you don't have to always understand where it's from. Again, like you said,
my look in episode 5 was a shambles. Like I admit that. But Dom's liked the makeup though. Dom said, "Oh, I like the makeup. I just don't understand the story." Dom actually said to me, "This is not what's going on in Ryan's head," because my concept was about the mind and how my mind works. Yeah. It was like, "Oh, this is not what goes on in your head." I'm like, I think I know what goes on in my head.
Like, how do you know what I mean? How do you know?
It's like I think I know. Yeah, we know it's a TV show, don't we? But
yeah, we get it. But still, it's just art is so subjective, and I feel like sometimes it's quite harsh as well if they do critique something like this that comes from a different world than them, and especially if someone at home, I know my daughter would love something like this. Like, do you know what I mean? I think it's really just understanding where it's coming from and just critiquing the makeup and not just the story. Because I do see some people. I feel like the story is so much weight, the art gets overshadowed, and you completely forget that it's just meant to be an image-based judgment rather than knowing the backstory. Do you know what I mean?
100% agree. Oh, so Tasha's look then, what do we think of Tasha's look? the Barbie doll?
I like it. Again, I do feel like Tasha could have brought it to the next level. I wish there was more texture to it. Like you can see Tasha's come on, like incredible beauty eyes, incredible. Even the work that she did, this cartoon work. There's people who have gone to uni and gone to art school that are still learning how to place stuff on the face like this and do character work like this. So completely smashed it out of the bag. But again, yeah, I just wish there's certain colours that pop more. I wish there was a bit more texture. I wish that like maybe she used like lashes above the brow bone to make it more of like that, you know, drag effect, cut up lashes and put like little tiny hairs across the to, you know, make it a bit more of a pop. But all in all, I do like the look, but yeah, it has been, I have seen it.
Seen it a million times before. Nancy's done it on our season for her master interview. It needs more contrast in the skin. I feel like it needs to be more draggy, maybe more uplifted.
Yeah.
I don't like the eyes. I think they don't, I don't know. It's hard. It's a concept. I just think it's just not been executed well. And it's a hard makeup to do. Like I've tried to do this before and it's not an easy look to do.
It's not.
But
I think there's hearing how she explained it as well. Hearing the backstory and then what was produced, I think we were expecting more. But if she was to say, "Oh, I just want to do like a cute manga inspired cartoon makeup," we would be like, okay. But because of we know what she wanted to express through this makeup, I think we were definitely expecting more. And I don't think it's that
the composition.
We were saying, "Oh yeah, it's not symmetrical."
It is.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, like I had to pause the TV and stare at it. Like, am I nuts? Like, am I actually like not seeing things correctly? Because it's pretty symmetrical to me. If you can put pen.
The composition is perfect. The composition of the eye, where the eyes are, where the mouth is, where the nose is, where the eyebrows are, it's all perfect. The composition is really good. I know Tasha can do better because that Pisces look last week, the week before that. So
I've been loving her work. Yeah, I've been loving her
artistic.
Work.
Where's the art today? And I feel like it's just missing a little bit. But again, you just don't know. And I've had looks like this. You know, you may have had looks like this. It happened.
Yeah.
Again, it's something maybe new for Tasha, doing this cartoon look. But yeah, I think I wish I had more highlights and contours. Maybe the little like. I don't something. I don't like the wig either. Like, just don't give me a hard front, please. Or
I think it was definitely one of those challenges where like I think she was definitely trying to bring her beauty aspect into it, but forgetting that she does need that finesse and I need a little bit of her like pizzazz in it to make it really her. Because
I don't see so avant-garde. This could have been so avant-garde, like maybe like the eyes melting or like drooping down or like so like asymmetrical.
She's an artist. Last week, the brush strokes of the paint, how it flowed through the face is like I think it was one of my favorite looks of last week actually. And then this just seems a little bit just like cliche. I just know her brain can work way more outside the box than what was done.
I agree. So Kieran and Tasha's in the bottom two. So unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to Tasha after the match of the Black Lines. How do you feel about the brief that they got given? When
I say it was straight down my alley, like even in shoots today, I do go for like especially when it's editorial, I love a precise black line. I think it's edgy enough for someone who does character work a lot to be able to do, and then technical and beauty enough for someone who is, you know, more glam to be able to pull through. So I think it was perfect for both of them. They're both glam makeup artists anyway, so.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, I think On May should have been in the bottom.
Who?
On May.
I think On May should have been the bottom with Tasha or Kieran, either or.
Yeah.
But like, again, I feel like Kieran's look was more stronger than Tasha's.
Yeah.
But they both had faults. And I feel like the black line lip, it's just, I think they both was a bit smudgy. Like, I think it was very hard to judge that. And I feel like pressure like that. And it's a gloss as well, like putting a gloss over a black line.
A gloss over it like that, it's very like raw. You can't
That's the last second. When they said you got 2 seconds left and you put the gloss on, you do not do that before. But no, I was gutted to see Tasha go because I love Tasha's energy, the energy that Tasha's brought to the show. like the
100%.
looks she wears and the
Yeah. And she's just doing it for the beauty artists as well. Like it's so nice to see that like I
yeah,
wish they did make it more of a thing. Like it is such a big thing, like working in a counter or just doing like
yeah.
doing smoky eyes every day to going to do like these big intricate looks. And she's been pulling it out the bag that like some people forget. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's just a shame.
that's who it's left. But yeah, no, I was gutted to see Tasha go, and I'm excited to see what Kieran has to bring next week. I can't wait to see the challenge next week. It looks super fun. But yeah, so thank you so much, Dolly, for having me. No, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Dolly, for joining us today. Maybe I'm a lot of world right now. Do you like talk about a lot of things and your brain gets muddled up because
Yeah, all mushed up, literally.
yeah. So yeah, thank you, Dolly, so much for joining me today. You've been absolutely amazing. I'm so happy that you've been able to join me and you've had the time to out your busy schedule to speak about this and give your amazing critiques and insight on the challenge.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
So you can find Dolly at, is it dolly.glam?
Yeah, Dolli.glam.
You can find me at RYBEAU FX. You can find Tasha on Instagram at Tasha Makeup. Is there anywhere else anyone else can find you? Any other platforms?
TikTok, Dolli Glam. I've literally all my social media is Dolli Glam.
Stunning. Oh, well, thank you so much. I can't wait
Oh, thank you for having me, Ryan. Honestly, I had such a good time.
Oh, thank you. And I can't wait to see Smash Globe live. I will be there.
Oh my God.
Oh, stunning. Right, well, have a lovely rest of your day. Bank holiday, isn't it today? Have a lovely rest of your day. Have a lovely rest of bank holiday.
Yeah,
Have a glass of wine. Enjoy yourself. All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye.